Times, as the Firesign Theater says, everything you know is wrong.
You know that you're wrong, but you fear you're right. You suspect you're out of sync. You think that you're out of your mind. Everything you know is wrong.
Anyone who's ever had a dog knows just how expensive they can be, especially when it comes to the medications they may need to treat everything from fleas and ticks to chronic pain. But what if high-priced prescription medications weren't the norm for treating dogs who are in pain? What if something a lot more natural, like marijuana, was the veterinarian's #1 choice for feeding Fido? So, if you think that medical marijuana is only for humans, then everything you know is wrong. Joining me now is Dr. Doug Kramer, veterinarian and CEO of Vet Guru in Chatsworth, California. Dr. Kramer, welcome.
Thanks, Tom. Good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us. Are marijuana and tetrahydrocannabinol, THC, the active ingredient in it, viable treatments for treatment alternatives for pets in pain?
I think you need to take a step back and differentiate between the two. I think all too often THC is used as being synonymous with cannabis or marijuana, when most of the exciting research, scientific research that is focusing on other active ingredients in cannabis. So in and of itself, THC may be useful for certain conditions, but it's really some of these other ingredients that has us excited.
Is that why the synthetically manufactured THC pills, when they give them to people with cancer and chemo and whatnot, they say that they don't work as well as pot because of these other synergistic or just other altogether different compounds? And if so, what are some of those compounds?
Yeah, that's precisely right. There's hundreds of compounds, and we're only now beginning to explore the relationship and the different ratios of them contained within the different strains of plants. One of the biggest ones that we're looking at is CBD, cannabinoid. It's basically one of those things where, I don't know if you've been reading recently with the children with epilepsy, it develops strains that are CBD rich and THC low. So essentially the patient gets no psychoactive effects whatsoever, but they're still receiving the benefits from the CBD constituent.
CVD, like Charlie Victor David. Interesting. What effect does marijuana have on dogs?
All anecdotal evidence is showing it has very similar effects to human beings. They have a similar cannabinoid system. They essentially are reacting the same way, and they're used in a lot of the clinical studies as pre-studies prior to human work. Mm-hmm. So you're seeing a lot of the same benefits and the same risks being reported. So that would include pain control, increased appetite and decreased nausea, behavioral problems such as anxiety or separation disorder. And a lot of people are also treating it for, right or wrong, they're treating their pets with marijuana for epilepsy and seizure disorders too.
Is this, I mean, you're a vet, are you seeing this? Is it effective? And where did you first learn about this and get the idea to treat pets with pot?
I first learned about it through my own clients, basically. And if you're asking me, do I personally believe it's effective? Yes. I mean, I think I've got too many case reports and too many people telling me that it's working for there not to be some merit there. That being said, I think it'd be irresponsible to go out and say it works, go ahead and use it. We definitely need more research. We definitely need to study and understand it both on the human side and the animal side. But yes, people are calling, they're writing English stories. It's not just dogs, it's cats. I currently am working with a young lady and her horse, actually. And it's very, very interesting. It seems to be a receptor system that's preserved throughout the mammalian kingdom, throughout all mammals. So from mice to humans to primates.
Do the medical marijuana laws in California, I know that they allow doctors to prescribe it and people can get it from dispensaries in California. As a doctor of veterinary medicine, do they allow you to prescribe them? Or is there, well, leave it right there.
Well, in a general sense, nobody in this country, in the United States, can prescribe medical marijuana. Human physicians can write recommendations for it. That's written within the laws. But there seems to be a definite lack of guidance, either whether it's legal or illegal for veterinarians to do the same. So as it stands now, a lot of gray water there. I guess it just depends on the individual vets. And what I'm seeing personally is a whole lot of vets quietly supporting it while not ruffling too many feathers and not speaking about it publicly.
I understand. We just have 30 seconds left. How is this administered to animals?
I mean, it can be administered in any number of ways, the same as humans, but the most common way is typically in a tincture, a liquid-based tincture, so that you can quantify a certain number of drops and accurately administer a certain dose. I think that you're also seeing it baked into goods. You're seeing, of course, people blow smoke into the animal's face, but anything that can be made with butter or oil, that can be infused with cannabis, and that in turn can be turned into a medication.
Remarkable. Dr. Kramer, thanks so much for being with us tonight.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for having me.